y'all, this is Brita Long for The Happier Attorney, the channel in which we talk about how you can increase your productivity and your money capacity and have a simple firm and a firm that works for you and just be an overall happier attorney. And this month we are talking about money. We're talking about money because it's April 15th is tax season, so we're talking about money. And it can be an uncomfortable subject. I have yet to meet anyone, much less an attorney, who has a really healthy relationship with money. So we are going to talk all this month about you and your finances and your firm finances. And I talk to attorneys every week who give me the privilege of giving me their real numbers. And there are a lot of attorneys out there who are really struggling financially. And so if that is you, know that you are not alone. I know it can feel like you're alone, and it's embarrassing, and it can even be shameful. And when we're highly accomplished, we're highly educated, and we're smart people, and our job is to help other people fix their lives, and yet we're struggling financially, it can feel like you're a fraud. Like, oh, how smart can you be, right? And know that that's just not true. And you're not alone. You're still smart. You're still a good person. So if you aren't struggling financially, but you're not making what you know you're capable of making, or you're one of these people who have made pretty decent money, but your relationship with money wasn't really healthy, and so you got rid of it in different ways, stay tuned. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about all of the things and why we do what we do, why we self-sabotage, and how to fix it. So the first week, this is week 1, we are talking about getting real. I know that it is so much easier to pretend, to minimize what is actually going on, and to put your head in the sand. Some of you may not even be to the point of paying your bills. It's just easier to not. A lot of you have ADHD, which makes paying bills really difficult. Literally, you have the money and you don't pay the bill. Again, you're not alone, but the first step in creating a healthy relationship with your money and getting your finances under control is to really get real. Where are you? Are you behind on your bills? Is your credit crap? Are you not making enough money to pay the bills? And again, I talk to so many attorneys, and they want to be in this profession to help people. They have a real hard time charging people what they should be charging. And that creates real financial problems for them. So the first step is, let's get real. Let's do a little inventory. What are your monthly bills? In reality, they're probably higher than you think they are. What are you actually spending on groceries? What are you behind in? If you're behind, how much are you actually saving? Let's get real. Some of you really don't even know how much you're earning. You have to know this. This is just part of being a grown-up, much less part of owning your own business, which if you own your own law practice, you own a business, and you better start getting comfortable with this. And I know it can be uncomfortable. I know it can be scary. And you're just gonna have to feel some of that and move forward. And what I promise you is it's probably not as bad as you're making it out to be. Once you just get it on paper, it's probably not that bad. But at least then, even if it is that bad, at least then you can move forward and start taking small steps. Lying to yourself isn't helpful. It's not. And I've heard all of the lies that we tell ourselves. And I've told myself plenty myself. And you're just gonna have to get over that. I'm sorry, it's not helpful. You're really hurting yourself if you're lying to yourself. And one of the lies that we tell ourselves is, I can just work my way out of this. It just means I get more clients. I don't have to fix the underlying problem. I'll just work my way out. Well, how's that working out for you? I tried it for a number of years. It didn't work well for me. The only thing that really worked for me is to get really honest with myself and fix the problem. And what's the problem? The problem always is the person looking back at you in the mirror. I know it's harsh, it sucks, and it's the truth, because the numbers don't matter. You could make $1 million a year. And if you're spending $1.5 million, you're going to be in the same position. The problem is you, and the problem is your relationship with money and what you're doing with money. Whether it is you're not making enough and you don't know why you're not making enough, or you're making enough and you don't feel comfortable keeping it, and so you're throwing it out in poor spending, in reckless spending, in overhead, in all of the things. And I've been there. I have been there when I made more money. I'll never forget this year. I made more money than I ever dreamed I could ever make in my life. And I didn't know if I could pay for gas. Why? Because it was all going out. I didn't have control over my overhead. I had way too much staff. I had unproductive staff. I had a huge office. I had all of the things. On paper, it looked like I was very successful financially. And I wasn't paying myself. I had nothing left for me. And it's a horrible feeling, because then you feel like, oh my gosh, it's almost worse when you know you're capable of it and you know you could do it, and then you blew it. Part of this journey that we're going to be on this month is it is going to be critical that you take 100% responsibility. What does that mean? What that means is, regardless of how you got here, even if somebody else was involved, even if clients didn't pay you, even if there was something happened with your business, even if like a staff person stole from you, which I know happens quite a bit in law firms, quite frankly, it doesn't matter how you got here. You have to take 100% responsibility to get yourself out of this, to fix the situation. And that took me a long time to really accept. But once you accept that if you have a problem, it's your problem to fix, and you can fix it, that's when you start to do things to fix it. Because it's not that, and I've heard all of the reasons. Oh, I don't make money because my clients don't pay me. I can't charge clients because I'm in a rural area. I can't charge clients because there's too many other attorneys out there. I can't market because blah, 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 blah. And it's all rubbish. It's all absolute rubbish. So taking 100% responsibility means it doesn't matter where you're practicing. It doesn't matter who your client base is. It doesn't matter whether you have money for marketing or not. You're taking responsibility and you're solving the problem. You're doing what needs to be done to solve the problem, and you're doing it consistently. And you're not letting all of the other things that get in everybody's way get in your way. You're jumping the hurdles. So the week 1, your homework, if you choose to do it, if you choose to take this seriously, is to have that hard conversation with yourself and get real. Get real about where you are financially, whether it's good or bad, whether you really need to deal with some triage and stop some bleeding, or if you're okay, but you really could do much better. Let's start getting really real about where you are, and that the only person that can change this is the person looking at you in the mirror. And you have a choice. You can work through some of the feelings, you can do some of the uncomfortable things, or you can keep going the way that you're going, and things will keep happening the way that they have been happening, period. You're not going to be able to work your way out of this because you're the issue. And unless you change your finances are not going to change. They can get a little bit better, but the habits won't change. So, and we're going to do this nicely. We're not going to beat ourselves up. We're not going to shit on ourselves. We're going to be kind, because that's where your growth is going to be. The kinder you are to yourself, the more successful you will be. So week 1 is getting really clear and being honest with yourself about where you are, what your debt situation is, what your income situation is, what your bills are, where is the money going? When was the last time that you even looked at your checking account? Okay. So there is no judgment here. There is just opportunity to change things. So I would encourage you to take control, and let's get really clear on what your financial situation is and what really needs to change without being mean to yourself. And as always, If you found any value in this video, I would ask that you like it, subscribe it, share it, do all of the things, because that is how other attorneys find this channel. And if you would like more information on working with me or any information about my work, go to brittalong.com. The link is below. And I would invite you to join Attorney and Flat Fees on Facebook. It is open to any licensed attorney or law student who is interested in learning about flat fees or uses flat fees now and wants to share their experience or learn how to use them better. So we'll see you on next week's video about finances.